Hello, Anthony D. Butler here, author of the Raven Chronicles series, and I just wanted to come on for a couple of reasons. The first, to give an update on book 4 of my Raven Chronicles series. I have finished the first draft. I finished it tonight. I want to go back over it, read a couple of chapters just to make sure I didn't rush the ending. Um, I've been on a tear writing lately. We're writing the final conflict and then, the cool down afterwards. And I can't believe it's finished. I mean, it's just the beginning. I have about 2/3 of the book right now at my editor. She didn't want to wait for me to edit the second draft. Edit a second draft. She just said, "Give it to me. I want to go through it." And so I told her, "Just remember, it's the first draft. It's not going to be pretty because it's the first draft. There's a lot of stuff in it that probably needs to be corrected, changed." I kind of did some rereading as I went along, so I think I covered any plot holes. I don't think I have any plot holes, but if there is, we'll find it and we'll fix it. But there's a second reason I wanted to make this video this evening. An old childhood friend of mine sent me an email last night. He sent it last night, and I received it this morning. So to set up the full story of this, a couple of weeks before Valentine's Day, the wife of my friend that I haven't seen in years reached out to my sister. I guess they're friends on social media, and which I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know. But she reached out to my sister and asked how she could purchase my books where she could get them signed. And my sister messaged me, and I was like, just have her order them from my website. And so, because any books that are sold on my website, I sign. And I don't charge extra for that either. I just don't. You buy a book from my website, I sign it, done. I'll give you a bookmark and ship it to you. But anyway, his wife sent me an email saying that she was going to purchase the books, but she wanted them signed. And I said, absolutely. And so about 10 minutes later, I received the order. And so I was already, before she even bought the books, I was already, signing the books, getting them ready, making sure they each had their bookmark. And I shipped them off. And I didn't find out until she sent me an email saying that she received the books and that she wanted them as a Valentine's gift. So I was like, oh wow, wow. Someone wanted my books for Valentine's Day. That's wild for me. And so she did. I guess she said she was going to give it to him, and I hadn't heard anything since. I was like, has he read any of them? Did he like them? Did he hate them? Because, your friend is going to be honest with you. They're not going to sugarcoat things. which is great because I welcome, even if you hate the book, I want to hear about it. I want to hear why you hate it. You know, give me some constructive criticism because I accept that. I received, kind of going off track here, but I received an email from a reader after I released my debut novel. And he told me what he liked about the book, what he didn't like about the book, but he was cordial about it. And, he offered constructive criticism. And I took it to heart. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I will look at your suggestions and I will work on that. I'll implement that. And I think I have for the most part. And so, but anyway, back to the story. Last night, I received the email from my friend out of the blue. I just figured he read them and moved on. I read it this morning. So I keep looking. I've got the email up right here, and I'm not going to tell you the whole email. I haven't. I've responded to him, but I haven't asked him if I could share the email because, there's some personal stuff on there. Talking about our past and stuff. And since Valentine's Day, he read all 3 books. And he said he loved them. Loved the books. And he reminded me of an old childhood thing that we did. We would go on adventures around the neighborhood. And he reminded me that I used to narrate those adventures. Like as we were doing stuff, I would narrate. And I had forgotten about that. That's cool. That's a great memory. And so he said he's glad that I used that gift to write novels. And that he loved my books and he's going to share them with family, loan them out to family to let them read them. That's the best praise you can get as an author. And honestly, that's why I write. I write for that reason. And I'm just on cloud 9. I'm stunned. I'm numb, but in a good way. And it's just a great feeling. That's the best feeling. Even if he was the only one that liked my books, liked my novels, I was still right just for him. And so it's just a great feeling. And that's what I want to come on here and share with everyone. That email made my year. I mean, let's celebrate Christmas. Let's have a happy new year and move on to 2027 because I'm good. My 2026 is great. But anyway, thank you for putting up with me, putting up with my story. If you notice, I got boxes behind me, books I've got. And of course, I got a telescope. Yes, I'm a nerd. I'm an author. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd author. But I've got a book signing coming up next weekend at the local Twin Falls Barnes & Noble from 12 to 4 p.m. So if you're in the area, swing by Barnes & Noble's in Twin Falls, Idaho. And, you don't even have to buy a book. Just stop by and say hi. That's all I'm looking for. Just stop by and say hi. And, I'm there if you want to buy a book, buy book 1 of the series and see if you like it. But anyway, that's it for me. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend or a great day whenever you're watching this. Y'all take care. Until next time. Bye.